On the tax side, another big issue, taxes. Thankfully, we get taxes and have for years, thanks to going back to Ronald Reagan. And the thing to hammer home is that taxes are not just a means of raising revenue, they're also a price and a burden. The tax you pay on incomes, the price you pay for working, tax on capital gains, the price you pay for taking risks that work out, tax on profits, the price you pay for being successful. And every time, when you lower the price of good things like productive work, risk-taking success, you get more of them. Raise the price, you get less of them. That's why we got to be bold, and only one candidate left has done it on the tax side, and that is taking our current tax code. It is beyond redemption. A couple of years ago, some of you know, the outgoing head of the Ways and Means Committee in the House of Representatives, Dave Camp, spent a couple of years before he retired, Congressman from Michigan. He worked very hard in coming up with a reform bill for the tax code. When he introduced it, it was 997 pages. If you need 1,000 pages to simplify something, you've got a problem. We should just say, get rid of the whole thing. Bury the tax code. I'm not sure the EPA would allow you to do that because it's toxic, but just bury the thing. And hit home. Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, define the character of our nation, 272 words. Constitution, a little over 7,000 words with the amendments. And the Bible, 773,000 words. Took centuries to put that together. And you take the federal income tax code and the attendant rules and regulations. Then if you've dealt with the tax code, you just don't start with the tax code. You have all the rules and regulations with it, or else you're going to get in big trouble. 10 million words and rising. And nobody knows what's in it. The IRS doesn't know. You call their hotline. Third time, assuming they deign to answer the thing, third time they give you the wrong answer. So in the book we talk about just to do a simple flat tax. 40 countries and jurisdictions around the world have done this already. You have a single rate, generous exemptions for adults and for kids. The plan we put out, family of four making their first $52,800 a year of wages, free of federal income tax, only 17% above that, no tax on savings, no death taxes. You should be allowed to leave the world unmolested by the IRS. On the corporate side, knock the rate from 35 to 17%, instant expensing for capital expenditures. All the candidates understand the need for tax simplification. Why then a flat tax? Because back in 1986, before any of you were born, that's called pandering. I tried it in politics, didn't work, which is why I'm catching free lunches from people like you today. But back in 1986, under Reagan, they made a stab at simplifying the code, got a lot of tax shelters, did the number of brackets down to 28% and 15%. But if you have more than one bracket, more than one rate, I guarantee you, putting two rates together, two tax rates or more together, is like putting two or more rabbits together. They breed, they multiply. Just look at the code today, or even a few years after it was passed in '86, back to business as usual. That's why you go to one. You make that change, everyone sees it, everyone knows they're going to get hit with it. They will resist it. It's not just about growth. This is a moral issue. The IRS estimates we spend 6 billion hours a year filling out tax forms. Experts estimate we spend $200 to $300 billion a year conforming with this monstrosity. Now just go back 20 years. Take all serving the needs and wants of other people. And that's about free markets, serving the needs and wants of other people. This idea that it's based on greed is absolute nonsense. As you know, you can lust for money, but if you don't provide something that somebody else wants in a free market, you don't get the money. It's all about exchange, persuading people. It's the most human system possible. And in terms of people who get hung up on, oh, am I going to lose this deduction, that deduction, do a variation of Hong Kong. Give you a choice. You can go with the new or stay with the old. If you're somebody who suffers self-esteem, wants to punish yourself each year, go through with this horrible process, go ahead. But how many of you prepare your own returns? Not with software, just with your own brain. Nobody would dare do it. But you know, we point out in the book, various kinds of software, depending on your business situation, personal situation, they'll give you different estimates of your liability. Even the software people don't really understand this thing. We trust them like God, so it must be software, therefore the calculations, but they don't get the thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's a profoundly moral issue, what it's doing to opportunity in this country. It's a corrupting thing. You know, half the lobbying in Washington revolves around it, brings out the worst in us each April 15th. The tax season comes. So let's just get rid of it.